I didn't realize it was time. I thought we had an eternity of minutes left. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center in the Rockies. And Mark, if you want to put those words up for One Light, we're going to sing together a song that we've done here many, many times. And since the Sunday is about connection, I thought it would be a good way to start the day again. Would you all like to stand up and sing? It feels like a stand-up morning. Okay, let's see. How do we do this? Let the light within you shine. We are all connected. Look into another's eyes. See your light reflected. We are one light, shining souls in harmony. We are one light, shining in unity.
Good morning, friends. We're going to take a minute and see how magically I light this candle. Let's see if it works. Maybe. Without burning my hands. That's the trick, right? Okay, done. Woo, we got it. All three at once. That's a good morning. So, we've been burning this candle this month just to remind ourselves of the light of community, to remind ourselves who we are, to remind ourselves of the importance of community. And this morning, I want to talk to you about the concept of belonging. But before we get to all of that, I want to invite you to settle into this moment. We have come in from a lovely overcast day, come in from whatever has been going on in our lives, wherever maybe you've had an outrageously beautiful morning, maybe you've had a challenging morning, maybe it was easy to get here, or maybe it wasn't. No matter how you got here, no matter where you came from, no matter why you came, you are welcome here. We see you, we acknowledge you, welcome you into our hearts. We are so grateful for your presence today. And I invite you to just take a minute and look around. You don't have to look deep into anybody's eyes, but to notice, look around the room to notice people. To just remember that we are together. And also to say good morning to our folks on the screen who, even though they are watching from a different place, they're here in this space through the magic and miracle of cyberspace. So if you're on screen, if you would be willing to show your face, we don't care if you're in your PJs, just a good morning wave to bring your energy into this room. Just to bring yourself here. We see you. The camera is up there if you want to wave. Yeah. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the gift of your presence. We'll have a little bit more of that, I think, during the summer because people are away. And what is so lovely about this is that you can be here on Sunday even if you're not here on Sunday. We can be together. In our world, that matters. It matters. So let's close our eyes. Find your feet on the floor. Uncross anything that's crossed. Find your feet on the floor, your body held comfortably by the chair. And breathe. Breathing in the inspiration of the holy, knowing that your lungs and your body are filled with light, with the frequency of community. And breathing out anything that is in the way of this moment and this time. Bringing yourself from all space and time, all places, all thoughts, to right now. And notice your mind settling into this space. Notice your heart opening to this space. Notice your body present and aware, and your soul here now with each other in this moment of silence. As we hold this moment of silence together, let us remember that this is a special day, a special weekend, tomorrow being the actual day, but a day that we honor those who have given the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Let us keep them in our heart and remember with gratitude.
With hands on my heart, I feel my power. I am life expressing. With hands on my heart, I feel my power. I am life expressing. With hands open wide, I share my light. I am loving kindness. With hands open wide, I share my light. I am loving kindness. With hands lifted high, I send out my prayer. I am ever grateful. With hands lifted high, I send out my prayer. I am ever grateful. I am ever grateful. Kind friends all gather round. There's something I would say. What brings us together here has blessed us all today. Love has made a circle and it holds us all inside. We're strangers are as family, and loneliness can't hide. So see with the eyes of God. Let me love with the heart of God. Let me breathe with the breath of God. Let me live in the love of God. For this is what I know. We are all connected. The universe reflected in each shining part. And everywhere I go, I recognize the faces. All of my relations in this one heart, one mind, one love is with us all the time. One life, one light, one spirit in the world. So let love build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? For there is only love. There is only love. It's a love that heals, a love that sets us free. So give yourself to love.
Thank you, my friend. Got a little taste of all my favorite songs in there. That was awesome.
Couldn't decide what to say.
Well, you did good. So, we have been a community for over 100 years. That's a long time to be a community. It's a long time to do anything, 100 years. And obviously, we were not all here for that, but some of us have been here pretty close. This particular community has members that have been with us 30 years. Lots of members that have been here 20, a whole handful of members that have been here 10 years. There's something that happens in community that makes that happen. It's not by accident that we stick around. It's also, during that time, we've changed ministers several times. It's not the minister. It's not the staff. We've changed staff several times. It's not the building. We've changed buildings a couple of times. It's the people. It's our presence to one another. So I want to talk about that presence because community is about having a sense of belonging. It's different than attending. So attending is a good thing. We're always happy when you attend. It's a great thing to have you attend. When you attend, you come here, we see you, we share a hug, we might say good morning to one another, and then you're off about whatever you're doing, and I'm off about whatever I'm doing, and the staff goes, and maybe we'll see you the next week, maybe we won't. We all attend. Belonging is something different. We like to think about belonging as being accepted by other people, that someone else accepts us. But the real trick to belonging is authentic presence. It's our willingness to show up as who we are. Because no matter who loves you here, no matter how welcome you feel, if you are coming afraid of being who you are not going to feel like you belong. You're going to feel like part of yourself is seen, but your whole self might not be the perfect self for this room. So I am here this morning to invite you to take risks, to be vulnerable, to show up. So there was a Harvard study done in 2023, the end of an 85-year study that showed that building relationship is the most important thing we can do for long-term well-being. That same study also looks at the current state of our population and says 50% of adults over 18 are suffering with an epidemic of loneliness. That we might be, have you ever been in a room where you knew lots of people, but you felt really alone? Yeah. So we come here and we go, yeah, I'm part of the Unity community. But there are people here, I promise you, who are showing up and attending and not necessarily feeling seen for who they are. So we talk a lot about Maslow's hierarchy of whatever it is, needs, thank you. That thing, yeah. We all know what it is. We talk a lot about the bottom rung being safety, but we really don't go above that. Maslow is really used to say, gosh, we have to be safe or nothing good comes. We have to be safe first. The second rung of Maslow's hierarchy is based on relationship, that we have relationship, healthy relationship, in order to achieve our spiritual openness, our spiritual growth, our spiritual evolution, escalation. So when we come here, it's about something a lot more important than what happens on this wooden platform. It's about what happens in the lobby, and it's about what happens back in fellowship. It's about our way of connecting. Many of us are digital friends. I have people walk up to me I've been digital friends with forever. I've never met them face to face, but I know them by name as soon as they say their name. The thing is, digital presence does not equal emotional presence. Digital presence does not equal emotional connection. It means I know your name. And I will give the exception to what happens in our Zoom room because we work hard to call the energy of our Zoom room in, and because most of our people who show up in Zoom show up in this room on a regular basis. So we have more than that. But what keeps us from deep relationship is our fear of vulnerably being who we are. Our fear of saying, I'm having a bad day. Our fear of saying, I'm really uncomfortable about something. Our fear that we have been betrayed by being vulnerable in the past. That we have shared who we are and felt attacked because of who we are, or felt rejected. So our desire, again, according to the same study, our desire for belonging is equally met by our fear of rejection. In our world today, we need to feel like we belong places. So how do we fix that? What do we do to make that better? One of the things I want to invite you to do is when we see someone and we can't remember their name, we say, remind me what your name is. I don't remember. What we don't say is, hi, just in case you don't remember, my name is Ahriana. What's your name? Remind me. So they can begin to make connection with us as well. Hi, I'd love to know your name. My name is Ahriana. It's great to see you. Forgive me, I know you've told me before, but I don't remember nearly as well as I would like to. So there's a little bit of expectation release around that, right? that we don't have to remember everybody's name. We most often remember their beautiful smile. So let's ask each other. I'm looking around the room and I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 6 name tags. There's a whole wall of them out there, right? The name tags are not because we need to track you. They're not for tracking. They're for introduction, for getting to know. It seems like a little thing, but wearing your name tag really helps people to learn who you are so we can greet each other by name, right? Welcoming each other makes a difference. So if you are here, don't wait for someone to talk to you. Walk up and start a conversation. Hi, I haven't seen you in a long time, can't remember your name. My name is so-and-so. How have you been? Are you on your way back to fellowship? Let's go have coffee. I'd love to get to know you better. I invite you to step out of the most comfortable group that you sit with every Sunday. Because in some ways, we behave like high school cliques around here. We sit with our same people because we're comfortable with our same people. But what is really true is there are amazing people here. And there are people, amazing people, who feel unseen and unknown. In that office back there, people come and see me every week. And they sit down at the desk or they sit down in a chair and they tell me how lonely they are, how much they feel unseen, how hard their life is for many, many reasons. And we have the ability to change that. People will stay for 30 years because you talked to them, not because I did. They'll stay here because they feel seen. So all this month we've talked about community because so much is going on in the world. And no matter where you are in all of it, so much is changing. Mark and I went to a conference a week ago, and we listened to a gentleman who is a brilliant, brilliant scientist talk about what's going to happen with AI in the next 5 years. And about a third of the way through, half of us checked out. Because there was so much, it was so much beyond what is, hello, little moth. It was so much beyond what my brain even wants to take in. And I sat there as I kind of tuned that out and thought to myself, my work here is not that. My work is how do we stay human? How do we walk beside the evolution that we're about to experience? Not in fear of it and not trying to compete with it or keep up with it because it's not possible. How do we walk next to a world that is changing so dramatically that it's hard for us to actually take in and process emotionally or mentally what's happening? How do we do that? We do that because we have communities we belong to. So if you think this is a light conversation, a fluff conversation, oh, come on, Ahriana, I want to go deeper than this. This is some of the most important work we can do right now to actually really be thoughtful and intentional about building community with one another. To remember to look into each other's human eyes. To remember to listen to the beauty of each other's human voices. To have the touch of a real hand. Because no machine is ever going to understand what it is to be human like another human. And over the next few years, we're going to need each other more, much more than we do today. So we have to practice. We have to come here and practice. Actually think about relationship, not take it for granted, but actually ask ourselves, what will we give to relationship? So I want to share just a few quotes as I wrap up because they're important. Brene Brown says, belonging doesn't require us to change who we are. It requires us to be who we are. So the follow-up to that is, are we willing to allow each other to be who we are, even when we don't agree? Are we willing to step into the messiness of that, into the discomfort, so that we can honor the authenticity? I can't answer that for anyone else. I can only answer that for me. You can only answer that for you. But it's a big question, isn't it? In Colossians 3:4, it says, above all, clothe yourself with love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. Above all. What does that mean? Above all, clothe yourself in love. Be the presence of love. The presence of love does not require agreement. The presence of love is a state of being. Above all, clothe yourself in love. In Ubuntu, which is a Southern African philosophy, they say, I am because we are. I am because we are. I am able to be the difference I am because you are the difference you are. If we are exactly all the same, we're all exactly the same. I cannot be I if everybody is the same. I can be I because you are different from me. I am because we are. And in Hinduism, the Bhagavad Gita says, the yogi sees the self in all beings, and all beings in the self. And that is who we are. That piece of unity is understanding the oneness we are with God and with each other and with all the world. When we like what we see and when we don't like what we see. That it's still us reflecting back. It's still God reflecting back to us. Something that exists within us. So if we can look at what we dislike, at what makes us uncomfortable, and ask ourselves, what is it in me that is that? How does that express through me? We soften into a different place. The greatest gift that we can give each other is a safe place to be who we are. I hope you'll join me.
Mic on, always the first thing to do. I don't care if you're straight. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care who you love. I'm here to love you anyway. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white. I don't care what color you are. I'm here to love you with all of my might, 'cause you are my sister, you are my brother, you are a part of me. Let's face it, you are my family. I don't care if you're thin, I don't care if you're fat. I don't care what you eat. My love is so much larger than that. I don't care if you're rich. I don't care if you're poor. I don't care how much money you got. Loving you is what I was put here for. 'Cause you are my sister. You are my brother. You are a part of me. Keep clapping. Let's face it, you are my family. There's no difference between as far as I can see. No separation or alienation. We are all one, 'cause you are my sister. You are my brother. You are a part of me. Let's face it, you are my family. Yes, you are my sister. You are my brother. You are a part of me. Let's face it, you are my family. Thank you. Thank you. We got to have that rhythm section to keep me honest up here.
Thank you, Connie. All that, you're not too much, you're not too little. You belong here exactly as you are right now, wherever you are in your heart, in your mind, in your body. You belong here. Something called you here, and you are welcome here. I always take a minute to share this story because I think it's important. It's important to me. I hope that it's important to you. You may have a similar story. But on Memorial Day weekend, I share this because it's important for us to really understand what it means to give your life for your country. My father was in Vietnam in about 1967, and he was working at a building, and the building was struck by a bomb, by a rocket, and collapsed on him, and many other people. And he was under the collapse for quite some time. He was afraid to shout because he didn't know if the voices that he was hearing were enemy voices or friendly voices. So he laid there quiet for a very long time before someone saw his foot, which was the only thing of him that was out, and dug him out of the building. And they put him and another gentleman in a helicopter, did what they could to triage, and then sent them to a hospital in Japan, because where he was, they weren't equipped for the level of injuries that he had. And so he was on a stretcher next to another gentleman, and the gentleman died on the way to Japan. And I have so many times asked myself, first of all, what it must have felt like to be my father, because he knew that the man next to him had expired, because he wasn't sure what his injuries were, because he probably wasn't completely even in his head having had that happen, and because I can imagine for myself that it would be frightening to have someone expire and wonder if you were going to make it. And my dad has been very, in his lifetime, my dad is passed now, but in his lifetime, my dad was very reticent to speak about Vietnam because he didn't feel like I needed to hear it, like my family needed to know what he saw. He didn't feel like it was important. But that's the one story that he told us almost immediately when he got back. And when Memorial Day rolls around every year, I think about that man who is unknown to me, who has no name, who had a family, who came from somewhere, who did not expect to die that day, but was willing and did. And I know that there are many who have given their lives for this country, whether they were in agreement or not, because those of you that have known me for a long time know that I think the greatest thing a military person does is keep their promise. That their promise is that they will follow orders. And sometimes following orders is not an easy thing. But to keep your promise is an honorable thing. And I think about that man who gave his life, who, whether he agreed where he was, what was happening, followed orders, and gave his life that day. And I am reminded that we have many wars, many times that's happened, many people who have lost beloveds. And so if you are one of those people who has lost someone, I honor you on this day. I honor the person close to you who gave their life. I honor that man, and I honor all of those whose names that we don't know. And I invite you to take a moment of silence with me. We remember and we are grateful. And so it is. So now this is me moving into another place. So breathe that out. We have an amazing team that gathers every Wednesday religiously with great commitment and dedication to help fund this community. They go every Wednesday for several hours to run a bingo game. I remember growing up in the Catholic Church when we had bingo in the basement. It is not like that anymore. It is a team sport. It takes a lot of people to make our bingo what it is. And our bingo game supports about half of our income. Last year, $77,000 was raised by the bingo team. They had a goal of 40. They were big overachievers. They are on track for overachieving again this year. And we are grateful for all that they do. And it's summer. And here's what happens in summer. Our bingo team goes, how am I going to take a vacation? Because everybody on the bingo team is needed. So if you have ever looked for a place that you can contribute here, I want to invite you to consider stepping into, even temporarily through the summer, helping out the bingo team, because they need a little bit of extra help. You might go in and you might try it and you might love it and go, these are my people. I'm going to church with them every Wednesday at the bingo hall. And if you don't think it's church, you should go there and try it. It's definitely church. Or you might find out, I'm willing to do this a couple of times and it's not my thing. But please, if you're looking for a place to give some of your good energy and effort, bingo on Wednesday mornings is a really good place to do it, and we could use your help. And if you are on the bingo team, would you please just stand up so we can say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all. That is a small handful. There's about, I think you have 12 or so, Don? Yeah, it's a good-sized team, but a team that's been working together for a really long time, so thank you. It takes a lot of energy and effort to do what we do here. Sunday seems kind of easy because we walk in, we have great music, hopefully we get a decent lesson, and we have fellowship, and it seems easy, but there's a lot to do. We are right now looking for someone to do lawn care for us. There's information about that. That is a paid position. There's information about that in the e-blast this week, or you can stop in and talk to Yolanda and she'll tell you about it. But you'll notice today, you'll walk out and go, that lawn needs mowed. And it does. We have to find somebody to take care of the lawn. And we are also, our amazing leader on our Temple Keeper team, which is our building care team, has done a fabulous job, a really fabulous job. And I could talk for the next 10 minutes about everything Scott has done to help us understand what is needed here. And it's time for him to step back and for somebody to step into leadership. And we need a few more temple keepers. So if you have some construction background, some maintenance background, and you would like to help with the building care, that is a volunteer position. Please let us know. Again, you can talk to Yolanda about it, and we will be grateful for your kind heart and try not to overwhelm you with building needs. But I would also like to take a minute and have Scott stand up and thank you, Scott, for really, like, Scott drives from Pueblo to get up here for all kinds of emergencies, and his sidekick over there, who will sit humbly beside, is our board president, Patricia, who has been here way more than she thought she was going to be for light bulbs and water heaters and all kinds of things. You have over-exceeded as well, Madam President, so thank you. As we go into our time of giving, I ask you to allow yourself to feel gratitude for the many ways that this community pitches in. We cannot do it without being community and giving into this space. We give financially, we give of our heart, we give of our time, we give of our talent. There are so many ways that people give here, and we're grateful for all of that because it allows us this place of belonging. So as you hold gratitude in your heart, also hold in your hand whatever gift you give, whether you give your time, your talent, your energy, or your prayer. However it is that you give to this community, please hold that in your hands and repeat our affirmation of abundance with me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
I offer my gifts, my time, my talents, my treasure. I offer my gifts with an open and generous heart. And I'm changing the world. Oh, I'm changing the world. Yes, I'm changing the world as the Holy is changing me. We offer our gifts, our time, our talents, our treasure. We offer our gifts with an open and generous heart. And we are changing the world. Oh, we are changing the world. Yes, we are changing the world as the Holy is changing us.
We receive these gifts with gratitude, knowing they're given from open hearts and knowing that this energy goes forward for our good, for the good of our community, and for the good of the world. And so it is. Amen. All right. I'm going to do the most dangerous thing almost that I almost ever do, and I'm going to turn the mic over to my husband. Mark is going to teach a class this week. I've asked him to come in and tell you a little bit about it. You want to step up? I know.
I'm not that dangerous, for those of you who know me. So, thank you, love. So, my best friend Derek Reed and I, so many of you know Derek, he was the board president here for several iterations back in the day, in fact, with you a couple times. We're going to teach a series of 8 classes on shamanic journeying, and we're titling it The Shamanic Journey to an Abundant Life. It's going to be happening on Monday evening, starting the 2nd, so not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow, for 8 weeks. From 6 to 8 p.m. here in the sanctuary. And the shamanic journey, most people believe that it's tied to Native American, which it isn't. It's actually from the Tungus tribe in Siberia. And so what it does we'll use drumming, rattles, and maybe my good friend John Scriven will come and do a didgeridoo session with us. But it takes us into the theta brainwave state, which is where we are from about 1.5 to 7 years old. It's kind of like a deep hypnotic state where we can access the divine, the self, and away from our minds and get into a deeper state of connection. And so we'll be doing 2 journey sessions each of these each night. And in the abundance side, we're talking more than just the financial. We're talking about health, well-being, connection. We're talking about relationship. And also what Ahriana had mentioned from one of the things that was really important for her while being on our 6-month journey was the abundance of connection for all and relationship to all. So this is again about community building. For those of you who ever done any of the shamanic journey work, if you go through the whole kind of segment of 8 weeks with us, you'll be deeply connected to one another. Usually what we do is we do a share out for those who want to share after each session, because there's some really interesting things that happen in the group that we'll share. So come join us if you have some interest in that. Talk to me after I guess after service today. I'll be wandering out in fellowship there. Ask me questions, and look forward to seeing some of you there. There's not going to be Zoom availability on that, no, so I'm sorry about that. It's a very intimate kind of, yeah, so absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, love. That you did good. I'm impressed.
Richard says I'm a changed person since I got back.
Good. Yay. I kind of love you the way you are. All right. Whoa. I don't know what just happened there. Before I turn this over to Susan for our final announcements, I want to invite you to open your hearts to some new ways of doing things. We're going to do some new things in June. We're going to change up the way we do offerings, for one thing. I'm going to follow a recommended path from Unity Worldwide Ministries, and we're going to start doing that a little bit differently. And we're going to introduce something called Art in Service, which means someday in the month of June, you're going to walk in and there will be tables and art projects and teaching around something that you can actually sit and put your hands on, which will be interesting. And then we're also going to add something called Conscious Conversation, which is an opportunity for me to give you a topic and for you to break into groups and talk about the topic. So the topic for today might be what makes you feel like you belong. Or another topic that I probably will launch with is, what is a miracle and when have you experienced one? So they're conversations that allow you to listen to one another, to hear each other, and to do exactly what we talked about today, to do some authentic sharing and deepen our connection as community. Are you game? Yay, awesome. And Zoom people, we have a way to involve you. We have a plan, so you will be able to play as well. We can do, I see I'm getting thumbs up from Afra, everything. We have a way of doing breakout groups at the same time and keeping you guys in, and it's gonna be some fun. So I know some of you will be traveling. Please join us as you're able. We look forward to spending time with you in an open-hearted and loving way. And Connie, thank you so much for the gift of your music. Susan, I'll turn it over to you, and I'll see you guys at the back door.
Been overstaged by the Plattens. They've got everything, both Mark and Ahriana. Okay, here we go. No, that's not what I want. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, yes, our minister affirmation. As you know, Ahriana is temporary. She's 15 years temporary. Please join us in saying our affirmation to welcome a new minister. You can also include this in your daily prayer and meditation. In deep gratitude for our past, we embrace change in faith and enthusiasm. We will warmly welcome our new minister to Unity Spiritual Center in the Rockies with an open heart and joyful spirits. And so it is. We want to thank Debbie and Scott Flora for these beautiful flowers. They're here to celebrate their wedding anniversary. Hey, congratulations. Coming up, okay, we've got all sorts of things coming up. But tomorrow, We don't have it coming up. Chair yoga was canceled tomorrow. It will resume on the 2nd of June at 10 a.m. in Fellowship Hall. Okay. On Saturday, May 31st at 9 p.m., that's our scheduled time for the Unity Flower Bed Renewal. Meet Kathy Nims, if I've got that pronounced correctly, at the Unity front yard. We will need helpers to spruce up flower beds and weeding. Donations of drought and deer-tolerant plants are also appreciated. So come on in and let's get the place looking correctly, okay? Okay. The Unity Care Ministry presents resources for seniors. Join us next Sunday, June 1st at 11:45 in the sanctuary for a special presentation by Lucy Crandell, Executive Director, Pikes Peak Area Council on Aging, on her talk on services and support available for seniors in our community. Question and answer available at the end of the presentation. The Colorado Pride Fest. Please join us in showing our Unity Spiritual Center in the Rockies Pride for all. We need volunteers on Saturday and Sunday, June 14th and 15th, to greet people at our booth in Alamo Square Park in front of Pioneer Museum. See Debbie Lacey or Kathy Nims to sign up now. Don't forget, always check the weekly Unity newsletter, bulletin boards, online calendar, and Facebook page for upcoming events and for updates and events. Yes. Oh, okay, yes, thank you, yeah. I know about that because I go. The New Moon Oracle tomorrow at 1:30? 1:30. And we have all sorts of oracle cards and so forth, and we find out what we're going to do for the next 28 days. Okay, now. And that's in Fellowship Hall. Okay, we want to thank Ahriana and Mark and Connie for all your work here today. We want to thank the fellowship team who've got it all set up there. Visitors, we've got a little table back there so you can be there so we can meet with you. But you don't necessarily have to sit at the table, but if you sit there, we'll meet you, okay? We'll say hello to you. We'll say hello to you anyway. You know, if we'll pay attention to Ahriana's lesson today and we'll say hello to everybody, right? We look forward to seeing you on Zoom or in here next Sunday. And now it's Forrest's turn for our closing prayer and let us know about prayer chaplains.
Thank you. You guys know me. I ring that today for our Memorial Day remembrances. I got so teary-eyed I had a hard time singing. All right. I am available after service for prayer requests in the meditation room. Also, you can submit a written prayer request into the wood prayer box back there on the table. Written prayers are prayed on by a Unity Spiritual Center chaplain, then sent to Silent Unity for prayer for 30 days. Please join me in our closing prayer. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And I'd like to add just one more thing is I will meet you in the meditation room if anyone has any personal prayer they would like to have. And take a second for peace be still. My peace I give unto thee. All right, thank you. And we'll have our song.
I invite you to stand up and we will sing together the peace song. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God our Creator. We are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Have a blessed week, everyone.